All right, cool. All right, yeah, I had to restart the chat. Sorry about that. We just got to work out the kinks with these things, don't you? I'm going to wait until everybody comes in into the chat here, and do that. All right, cool. I think we're ready to go now. What's up, Black Pill? Yeah, sorry, man. I got some lag going on, so hopefully it's a little bit better. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just going to wait till everybody gets in the chat, and we'll be, yeah, like I said, today I'm just going to be talking with my subs. First time I'm doing a live hangout, so, you know, we'll answer some comments, some questions, whatever wants to be asked. We'll bring it up. Yeah, Black Bill, I read your comment about, you said you only have Skype. I forgot about that. I remember we had issues. We had some issues with that when we tried to set up a thing. So yeah, it's weird, man. I've been having some issues with Google Hangouts. For some reason, it isn't showing that I have my. It doesn't show that I have it on live. So that's interesting. I was hanging out over at Traversable's Hangout, and he said he was having some problems with it as well. So who knows? Google is always very finicky. Every time you gotta mess with it, it's a pain in the butt to mess with. All right, just checking the feedback on the chat here on my live video. Everything looks good. All right, yeah. All right, we're ready to go. All right, what's up, Black Pill? Let's see, we got Michael Gruffle, Groof. I can't pronounce your last name. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Black Pill. It was. I don't know. I don't know why we had any issues with it. I don't know what the big deal was with why it wasn't allowing you to have any mic stuff going on. I don't know if you were doing it from your phone or from your computer. If you were doing it from your phone, you might want to try your computer. If you're doing it from your computer, you might want to try your phone. Maybe there was a mic issue with that. So that's the only thing I could think of why it was that we couldn't get audio. Yeah, Black Pill and I, we've been chatting a little bit. He's one of my subscribers, and you know, we were just shooting the shit and talking about a few things. And so, yep. Hope everybody's having a good evening so far. Today's Sunday, so not a lot goes on Sunday. Had to run out and get some more e-juice for my e-cigarette. So, didn't do anything today. I'm just going to wait to see if we get some more people in the chat. Maybe we can get some questions, and we'll answer whatever we want to bring up. So, let's see. Black Pill, let's see, what do you say? So what's the whole thing with Steve Hoka mentioning you? My computer had messed up with headphone port or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was maybe the mic or the headphone. Well, Steve Hoka made videos about me, and basically, you know, he said some good things and we said some bad things, so to speak, and I don't know what his deal is. All right, let's see. Michael says Jew free. LOL, no joke. That's how you pronounce my last name. Jew free. Okay. All right, that's cool, man. Wait a minute, I thought you said that I pronounced it Jew free, but it actually is pronounced Jew free. Okay, I got you. What a mistake. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, I was hanging over at Traversables hanging out just a minute ago, a couple of minutes ago. And, you know, he was bringing up something I thought was pretty important. And, you know, it was the whole drama thing that's been going on here on YouTube. You know? There's a lot of drama. Mgtow has to do with a lot of drama all the time, constantly. It never stops. You know, so there's always this constant freaking buffering of people constantly going back and forth over everything, pretty much. And it does become a distraction, I think. You know, at some point, you know, it gets to be ridiculous. And it wastes time. You know, you see, here's the thing. This is why YouTube is always such a big iffy thing. Because ever since they started paying people to get on here, what's happened is that people have been doing things for the wrong reasons. They do things just for likes and views. That's the whole reward system that this site's based off of, is rewards and views. And because of that, people are going to do things just for subscribers, because more subscribers and views equals more monetary, more money. And so you got dishonest people, you got people that are lying just for the sake of getting attention and for views, and then you have people putting on one face and then saying something else, but behind the scenes, you know, this is ridiculous, and that's just what happens on YouTube. The problem is that people have just become so enamored with fame and success and money that there's no truth really left anymore when it comes down to the true intentions of people on YouTube. So you get all this constant drama and feedback and all this other garbage. And it just goes in a loop on and on and on and on and on. And nobody ever gets down to the bottom of anything. And it leads you down this hole of just ridiculous garbage that you have to put up with. Walking Fitness, have you noticed the obesity agenda in America? The obesity agenda? I mean, I know that there's a lot of fat people. You know, there's a freaking McDonald's and a fast food shop every freaking place you go now. And people don't care. They don't watch their diet because it tastes too good to eat shitty food. And I get it. I like to eat junk food every now and then. But the problem is people don't have any freaking discipline, so they just keep eating and eating and eating. And also the stuff that they put in that food is just chemicals. You actually notice that you ever eat a McDonald's sandwich or whatever, and you feel more hungry after you ate it, so you want to keep eating more. And so people just keep getting fat. Black Mgtow says, thinking about starting a gaming channel, bro? No, I'm not going to start a gaming channel. I think that's too many people do that. Way too many people start gaming channels, and it's just too saturated. But I might upload a game video, but I don't know. I'm not going to start a gaming channel. Michael says Big Food is definitely involved in the whole Luciferian agenda. Well, they put chemicals in the food, that's for sure. They put chemicals in the food that cause you know, it's full of estrogens, and then plastic has estrogen in it and it leaks into the food. I'll touch on that in a minute. Because it does. There's a lot of toxic food out there. Everything is toxic. Cool man. Shout out Element. Thanks, cool man. Appreciate it. Michael, GMO soy and everything. Increase estrogen. Yep, pretty much. So I'm reading the chat a little behind here. So if I say something that isn't caught up to the chat, that's why. Walking Fitness, being obese is becoming cool in the culture. Well, it's laziness. You know, it's freaking laziness. Nobody cares. We tell women to It's okay to be the cute fat girl. You'll be fine. You're a cute fat girl. Bullshit. You're overweight, you're obese, and you're killing yourself, for fuck's sake. And it's funny too about that, they got a fat girl store. I was at the pet store getting my dog some shampoo. And they got this fat girl store. It's called Plus Size Shopping. Catherine's or some shit. Catherine's a freaking demonic name, by the way. It's funny. Just to throw that in there, look it up. But they have this big fat girl store. I looked in there was nobody in there. There's nobody in there. Let's see. Just checking out the comments here. Yeah, Michael, and it keeps us separated from our higher self. Can't do that as a fat slug, Well, it poisons you, That's what all this chemicals in the food is doing, is it's poisoning people. That's why people get sick when they eat fast food, because it's full of crap. And so when they get people to be, so here's the thing, it's all about pleasure. It's all about pleasure. It's all about what can you do to get people to just relax. Everything's going to be okay. And I get it. Life's tough. And so you don't want to think about reality. But there's a difference between people, I think, that are really high, that are intelligent and have common sense, and the people that do it just because they're lazy. I think that people, I know this sounds kind of weird, but I think people that are intelligent and they work hard have a right to get drunk. Just got to pull up all the stupid. Let's see what else we got here. Louis Nunez says, hello, man. Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Louis, what are we talking about? Man, we're just talking about, I'm just going to be chatting with my subscribers today. Nothing specific. We're just going to talk about random stuff. Whatever you guys want to bring up, I'm going to talk about it. So if you want to ask me a question in the comments, you're more than welcome to. I'll bring it up. I'll talk about it. 1-0. I don't know about you guys, but I'm beautiful if I don't say so myself. Well, good for you, 1-0. Wait, man, you were over at Traversables hanging out. Good to see you. Just noticed that. Angry Mgtow ate McDonald's like all the time. What? You never told me that. Cool, man, cool, man. Antidepressants for the pharmaceutical companies is making a killing off of male and females. Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely they are. They're the biggest drug business in the whole world, is the pharmaceutical business. Their medication is poison. It isn't medication. That's why people keep taking it, and that's why people get addicted to it, because it's poison. It's full of poison because you get more addicted to it, so you spend more money. And it's completely tied to the laws and regulations about what doctors can prescribe to you and what the law allows you to get. So it's tied in hand. They make billions a day off of that stuff. Michael, I work as a biotech consultant. Awesome. Louis Nunez, is it true that milk contained milk? I don't know. I think you mean estrogen? It does. They do put stuff in our food, man. That's just what they do. It's poisoning people. But yes, they have. Milk is interesting because it doesn't, people talk a lot about it as one of those foods that they find stuff in. Estrogen, soy milk contains nothing but estrogen. So don't ever drink soy milk. It's full of estrogen. Full of it. It's all nothing but estrogen. Oh, I see what you're saying, Michael. You work in the industry. I got you, man. You have no idea how bad the industry is. Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty rough there. Like I said, they make billions a day off of this stuff. They sell people pharmaceutical stuff, and they give it to the people because, well, that's all they can do. There's no alternative medications or anything like that. So I don't doubt you one bit. Lewis, dude, Trap Supreme was crazy. Thank God he gave me the hammer. Oh no, my bad. It was true milk contains estrogen, yeah. Walking fitness, I lost 200 pounds in 2011. I did not know that your perception of reality changes with your body mass index. Well, it's interesting that you say that. That's the whole thing with fasting. I guess if you want to look at it from an esoteric perspective, when you fast, you're eliminating your body from any, earthly chemicals or whatever that you are ingesting in your body. So what happens is, your mentality changes because you don't have all those chemicals in your body, and you can, you're eliminating the poison. So it just comes to show you how much, how much crap they actually put in it and how it really does affect you in the long run. John Kramer, medication masks the symptoms in the USA. The medical system is backwards. Yes, it is. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Michael, our whole problem with humanity right now is just touching on the symptoms of everything, but not ever touching the root cause. Yeah, well, it's sedating people. We're sedating people in the society because, we don't want people to be of any kind of risk to the grand scheme of things. People are to be dumbed down. They are not to be conscious, so to speak. They want people to be lazy because then they just sit on their ass and do nothing about anything. Louis Newmans, what does estrogen do to a man's body? Well, it turns you into a girl. That's what transgender people take to turn into chicks, to get man boobs and all that shit. Hey, what's up, Robert H? Yeah, good to see you again, man. I saw you there too. We were chatting in the chat a little bit there. Good to have you back here. Cool man. The reason I connected with your content was because of the Book of Revelation. Well, yeah, I mean, we're living in an interesting time, aren't we? And it's interesting because when you have the ability to have a different set of eyes, so to speak, you're able to look at things differently. You're able to see things with different eyes, and you're able to see through the code, so to speak. You're able to see with a different set of eyes. That's really the best way to describe it. And we are living in an interesting time. We got a lot of crazy stuff going on, and it very, very much correlates with the Book of Revelations. Black Pill Mgtow says, "What's your first reaction to Mgtow?" My first reaction, I think necessary. Like I said, we as men, we have been, really put into a stock, with our heads, with what we're having to deal with here in Mgtow. That's why we went our own way, because we knew that we woke up to see that the system was screwing us in ways we couldn't really do anything about. And so the only option that we really had was to kind of go our own way, right? So Michael says, Mark Passio is great for that info. I'd love to see Element and Mark Passio on a podcast. Yeah, I don't think he would ever chat with me. Mark Passio is a very reclusive guy. He doesn't like talking with a lot of people. I've watched his stuff for a long time. He's very reclusive. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting onto a podcast with him. I would like to know some more stuff. I'm always learning about the occult and all that stuff. So, but I don't think he would do a podcast with me. I think he doesn't like talking with people. I get it. I don't either, so. Louis Newman, why does everything bad end in gate? Because it's a gateway. It's a gateway, that's why. It's a door. It's a door to something evil is what it is. Walking Fitness, why do you agree with Mark Passio? Well, he talks a lot about stuff that most people don't understand and a lot of stuff that people don't know about. And, he brings up things that is the occult. And people don't like talking about the occult because it's a taboo subject that people have been taught, but they don't understand it. That's why, I respect somebody that comes out and talks about those stuff because it's very important information if you're able to be open-minded enough to really study it. Like I said before in the chat, people want instant gratification. It takes a long time, a lot of study to understand things that are very complicated. And so, it's up to you whether or not you want to impart certain information. All I can say to that is, there's a saying. It went, the mark of an intelligent mind is the ability to entertain a thought without it becoming a belief system. I think that's how that went, and it's true. So, Black Mgtow, Inauguration Day. What will change? I have no idea. I don't think nobody knows what's going to happen. Because if they did, then top secret shit ain't top secret anymore, is it? We'll just have to wait and see. That's all we can do. Will we see the pendulum swing harder the other way? Well, that's usually how it goes, I think. With Republican versus Democrat, in my opinion, it's a pendulum. And what happens is we had Obama, which was basically a communist, and now we're going to have Trump. Whether that means he becomes a nationalist, as in Nazi-style regime, I don't know. I don't know about any of that. He obviously doesn't portray that. That's not really what he's coming out to say he's going to do. You have to be, I take politics with a very, very, very light grain of salt. I know how these people get to be in power, and they don't get to be in power by just walking in there and working hard. They have to be part of clubs. And so those clubs are associated with a lot of the chaos that we see going around today. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. You can't take it too serious because you don't really ever know what's going to happen. Robert H. Element, I like to slow your freaking roll, bro. Okay. 1-0, being calm and natured neutered? Is that what you said? Oh, natured is good. Being calm natured, I guess is what you're trying to say. Yeah. It relieves stress. You don't want to, get your blood pressure up and you start freaking out, or you get mad over everything all the time. You're really going to have a hard time making decisions. You got to be calm sometimes. And if you're able to maintain calm and chaos, you're going to be able to think clearly. That's what the whole Mgtow monk mentality is all about. It's about just being calm, cool, and collected amongst chaos, but being able to know what decisions you have to make. Michael, we are bridging the two hemispheres in our brain, becoming illuminated. This is why everything is clicking. Well, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I think it's just a matter of some people are able to see certain things and other people are not. I don't know really the science behind it, but always have open mind, I guess. Michael, we are devoid of sacred femininity at the moment, but Mgtow is the right choice for now. It is, because we don't have any other option. The women today are atrocious. The behavior is irreparable. You just can't deal with it. The laws are stacked against you, and so are the women. And so, you don't want to throw yourself into a meat grinder when you don't have to. You can look at the meat being chopped up not to see it's a bad result. I love Danny Wilton stuff. Hey guys, I do other stuff that I'm in. Hey guys, I do other stuff that I'm into. I've heard of Danny Wilton before. I think he's a YouTube channel, right? Jack Harper, what's up, man? Thanks for coming in. I see a lot of concern in the communities regarding the government taking action against Mgtow. What are your thoughts, and what form might this take? Government action against Mgtow. Whenever I think about government or institutions coming in to stop people, it's a double-edged sword, because what really are you going to do that these people don't have the capability of doing already and are doing and have been doing since the beginning of time? You know, what is a little Mgtow channel? Yeah, it's probably going to it's definitely going to gain some people awareness, but I think the ultimate agenda to begin with was for us to go Mgtow. I think Black Bill said this, you know, he was talking to me about Mgtow, and, you know, it's like, because the feminist agenda was designed to break up the family. And that's what it did. So they implemented that, and they knew what the result would be. Like that study, The Beautiful, about those mice, the Mouse Utopia experiment, the beautiful ones. They knew what the result would be, not just for the female sex, but for the male sex. They wanted people to be divided so that no family could exist. And that's the result of what we see today with what the feminist agenda has done. And so Mgtow, I mean, they know what the result is going to be when you mess up the way that the natural order of things should be. And because of that, you know, this is why we're in this position, but we don't really have very much choice, do we? Michael, Element, most people are unlearned. I like how you bring up the occult into Mgtow to eliminate the rest of the gents. Robert H. Look, Jezebel rising, that's why women don't seem to act like women anymore. Yeah, I've talked about that before on my channel. The spirit of Jezebel, you know, the whole demonic element of if you want to look at it from that perspective, you know, this is why I brought up the occult, because it's something else going on in all this. You have to be able to look outside of the box. You can't just look at things with blinders on. You have to be able to pull the microscope slide back a couple and see the bigger picture. And if you look at that spirit, if you want to look at it from that perspective, I firmly believe that's why we see what's going on. I agree with you. Women are, look, the whole point, this is the whole thing. Women are jealous of man's power because they have a penis. This is why the story of the golden penis of Osiris, you know, brings this. This is why this story is brought up. You know, Osiris was hacked. The story goes is that in Egypt there was this king. His name was Osiris, and he was hacked into a bunch of pieces. And there was one piece that his wife, who was Ishtar, I think, or Iana, which represents the female, which is the Jezebel spirit, was jealous of his power, and she couldn't find one piece, and guess what? That piece was his dick. Because the penis represents the power of creation. We have the ability to create. Women don't have that ability. We have the ability to create. Because what starts with a plant? The seed. The seed is what makes the plant. The soil is what grows the plant, which is what the womb is. Women, for a long time, have been jealous of man's power. That's why we see this overthrow. That's what that spirit represents with Jezebel. It's the overthrowing of man, because the woman wants to be in power, because she's jealous of man's power to create. And that was a gift from the Creator. That's why they're jealous of it, because they don't have it. And that's kind of the attitude that we see today with most modern day women. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. 1-0, thinking clearly and making good decisions. History plays a good part in that. And hey, you should know I know when the good days have lingered so much differently. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's see, Not Johnny, 1987. The government will raise taxes on single men, probably in the form of giving tax breaks to everyone else. And then they ratchet the shit out all the taxes, along with stigmatizing in the media. Well, it's kind of like Japan, right? Where they have to pay these taxes, I think. I'm not sure. But I think there's a bachelor tax in Japan because there's so many people that are single in Japan. And also it's a very large population. And so the whole point is that they're just going to tax everybody to death. They're never going to give anybody a break. Michael, technically we already have a bachelor tax. I guess that's true. I mean, everybody's got to pay taxes. I mean, that money is going to go to everywhere. So the whole point is with taxes is that every time your money goes out, they can use it for whatever they want. So you're getting you'll be taxed for everything, whether it's a bachelor tax, whether it's a fucking I'm going to sit on my ass in the park tax. It's taxes. It's just about the whole thing with taxes is just to create the getting you used to just giving out your money and not having any. Johnny, 1987, shotgun marriage laws are a scary thought. If a woman wants you and you deny, it's a hate crime. Michael, flat earth, what are your thoughts? Well, it's interesting. I don't know. I think it's kind of a lot of bunk. I've looked into it a little bit, but there's not enough information that I would take it seriously. It just doesn't make sense to me. Oh, Isis. Yeah, Michael, Isis was Osiris's wife. Yeah, so Isis and Osiris. Isis was jealous of Osiris's dick, and so because that represented the power, and she wanted power, and that's basically why we see women today trying to get over man, and why we see it in the movies, because they're trying to replace women in positions of man, and that's kind of the whole story that has been playing out since the beginning of time. Woman is jealous of man's power because man was given the ability to create, and so, you know, it's about it. I mean, that's why. Robert H. Yep. Boot on neck forever tax. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Never stops. Always keeps going. Tax you just so they get used to not having money. What's up, Mark? How you doing? But that's why we see this whole power dynamic between men and women. It's just a continuation of trying to take over man's power. That's all it's about. Taking over man's power so that the woman can then be in position, which is not the way that it was intended to be. Man was supposed to be in position, and woman was supposed to be submissive to man. And the reason why they want to mess it all up is because they know that it just pisses everybody off and it's destructive in nature. Louis Newman's thoughts on a donut Earth. What do you mean by that? You mean like a spherical shaped Earth? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I haven't either, Michael. I don't know what the donut Earth theory is. Is that what the fogs are? Is the glaze on the donut? Let's see what else we got. Yeah, just answering. So anybody new in the chat? I'm just going to be talking with my subscribers today, you know, just I said that I would do this, but I never really got around to it when I wanted to, so I figured now would be a better time than ever to do it. So yeah, just answering questions. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to bring up, I'll bring it up. I'll talk about it. It's all, you know, whatever you want the discussion to be, just and you know, sway it in the chat. That's all we're going to be doing today. We'll talk about a few things, I guess, just whatever it is. Luis Numez, can we join? Yeah, man. I'll tell you what I'll do. This is what I'll do because I don't want to get this. I don't want people coming in and starting shit because I don't bother with that. So this is what I'll do. I'll let some people in and we'll talk for a little bit. And what we'll do is I'll send you a private message. So make sure you check your private message. I'll shoot you guys a link in the comment. In your private message, and you can come on. If that doesn't work, then what I'll do is that maybe I'll just go ahead and put it in the chat. But yeah, we can. Yeah, I'd love to have you guys on. We'll do I'll bring on some subscribers too. So we'll do that. Not Johnny 1987. Recently moved to a small town and pretty isolated area in northern Michigan. Have noticed the culture is more inverted here than ever with the ultra-liberal Detroit area. It's kind of like Portland, Oregon. I've heard that place used to be a really nice place, and then it's just a liberal shithole now. And I mean a shithole, like San Francisco shithole. And, it's just a complete crap. This whole thing is just people come in and they just mess it up. Johnny says, women act like men and men act like women, not sure if it's related to higher rates of welfare, etc. Well, no, it's just the way that they're inverting how the natural order of things should be. They want men to act like women and women to act like men because it's like I was saying earlier in the chat, it's women's. They want to take over man's power because that's just. Men are more powerful, men are stronger. So they want to replace the natural order of how things should be in that hierarchical order, so to speak. And so they just want to overthrow it. So now they're trying to teach boys to act like effeminate girls. And we saw this in the music, especially, that stupid freaking band One Direction or whatever the hell they are. They all look like girls. They act like girls. They walk around femininely. And so they're trying to teach the kids to act like that. And so they're teaching them how to act feminine. Jake Harper, so your approach to Mgtow is the monk style, avoiding even casual encounters with women. Just curious. I know it's different people have different views on how much to engage with women. Yeah, pretty much. Have you ever just gone out in public and dealt with modern day women today? Do you know how much of a pain in the ass it is? It's just a pain in the ass. I just choose not to deal with it. I don't have the time to deal with it. I don't have the patience to deal with it anymore. Once you start studying about Mgtow and you start realizing what women are doing today and what their behavior is today, it makes you sick. It makes me want to be sick, and I just can't take it anymore. I don't want to deal with it. Michael, I had a theory for a while. Sandman and TFM were the same person. TFM being Sandman. Well, that would be one freaking hell of a marketing stunt, I tell you what. Luis Numez, it used to be just not. Sorry, the chat's going up here. Used to be not just marry and cohabitate, but the whole yes means yes. It's better not to risk any false rape accusations as well, but you cannot still get fairly accused even if you never. Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's basically what he's saying there. The whole point is that the laws have been changed in such a way that you're guilty just by association, again, which is why they're trying, it has to do with this whole power overthrow. By implementing, laws so that you can't even bat a fucking eyelid anymore at a woman, and then you go to jail. And now they're telling the women, hey, look, you can do this. And so they're promoting it, and then they keep going out and doing it because we all know women are bandwagon followers. They'll do whatever the hell everybody else does just for the sake that it gets them attention or whatever. So it's basically what it comes down to. Walking Fitness, did you know that the fatter you are, the lower volume consciousness you have? Well, it has to do with poisoning your brain, you know. It's poison. It causes you to be sick, and you can't, you know, it's just terrible for you. That's why they do it. For that very reason. It makes you dull and stupid all the time. Michael, I believe that Mgtow is the first stage of awakening for a lot of guys, and if anybody else is awake, it's a long, arduous process. Yep. It's, you know, it's just deprogramming yourself from everything that you've been told is the right way to do things, and that takes a long time because you have to go through the initial shock of going, holy shit, I've been screwed over. The whole time, you know, you were living and existing, you were taught a certain way to believe a certain thing and act a certain way. You have to deprogram yourself, and you're basically mind wiping everything that you were taught and starting from ground zero again. Let's see. What else we got here? Let's read in the chat. Mark says, if we take Mgtow philosophy to the extreme, it is no interaction on any level with females as far as sex and relationships. Monk is the way, but we all have to be our own Mgtow. Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know, it's just a matter of, the problem is you can't engage with women today unless you're insane. You know, you have to be, the crap that you have to talk about, it just makes you want to throw up and murder yourself. It's just horrible. You just, I mean, who wants to put up with it, honestly? Not Johnny. Has anybody begun to think about backup plans for when the internet gets more heavily controlled and Mgtow information is possibly kept from being shared? Well, this is, you know, Vention. He's been uploading his stuff to a separate platform, and I think that's maybe what I'll start doing at some point. I know I will, but you know, the thing about it is that if the internet is controlled by everything, then it doesn't matter where you go, you can still be censored. But at least it buys you time, and you can back up your stuff. I have all my stuff saved to a hard drive, so if anything happens, I can just re-upload it. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. You know, like I said, I had some weird stuff happen today with trying to get this chat set up, and it was interesting because it wouldn't show that I had my Google Hangout was live, and Traversable was having the same problem too. So whether or not they're trying to do something, I don't know. Doesn't surprise me one bit, but you know, you always got to watch out. We all know that the internet they're trying to stop people from saying certain things. We know that right now. You know, what you decide to do is another story. Let's see what else. Let's see what we got here. We got Lewis in the chat. We got Robert H in the chat. Walking Fitness. Heidi's in the chat. We got 1-0. Robert H. Women are here to hinder a man, the devil. He is not who you think she is. Either way, you get brought down so you may as well go your own way. Brought down so you may well go your own way. They are here to slow you down. Yeah, well, like I said, oh, by the way, that book, She Is Not Who You Think She Is, I haven't read that book yet, but I know that book. I want to read it. You know, it's all about the women overthrowing men's power because they're jealous of the ability that we have the ability to create, and that's synonymous with the creator if you want to look at it from that point. What's up, Johnny Midnight? How you doing, man? Michael, Mgtow is starting to become a religion unto itself. Need to take the higher like element does. Well, I'm not going to disagree with you there, only because the problem is that anytime you get a massive group of people together, and I've touched upon this in my video, what happens is people get caught up in likes and attention, and that releases dopamine in your brain. So you get a high from it. You're not going to get a high like you get drunk or something, but you get a dopamine rush. And I mean, this is all scientific. That's why they put likes on videos like with Facebook, because they know that people do it for the likes. There's a study that was done that says that people get a dopamine rush when you get comments or notifications. So you can manipulate people that way by their own chemicals, by doing nothing but putting a picture up. And so, you know, it's just the ability for me to see past all of it, Michael. That's really what it just comes down to. I can just see what's going on. Minds.com. Yeah, I have an account with that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if I'm going to put it up on there yet. It's weird trying to upload a video there. I don't know how to do it. So I'm still shopping around. I'm still taking a look and see what else is out there. In a nutshell, when you mess with natural law, you get chaos. Well, that's very true. That's what the order out of chaos means. Let's see, what else do we got? I don't recommend uploading material there. With Minds.com, yeah, like I said, I'm still shopping around. I don't know what I'm going to re-upload my stuff to, but, you know, we'll see. I'm still looking around to see what would be a good platform. All words read the Mgtow of death and cheers. Louis Numez, Element, your opinion on Mgtow promoting free thinking and questioning. What do you say? What we say? What? Element, your opinion about Mgtow's promoting free thinking and questioning what we say. Oh, well, you should always question what you say because everything is a lie around you. You get lied to by the news, you get lied to by the media, you get lied to by the music, you get lied to on newspapers, magazines. So it's only kind of common sense to go, okay, if they're lying here, they're probably lying there, and if they're lying there, they're probably lying elsewhere. And so nothing that you were told here is the truth. You have to decipher everything. You have to break it down. You have to analyze everything. If you can't do that, then you're going to be lied to, you're going to be manipulated, and that's what we see the news doing. The news does that every single day. They create fake stories to piss people off, so people get all riled up, and nothing ever gets done around here. People get all upset, and they start rioting and causing chaos. And when they, again, order out of chaos, when they can implement chaos, then there's a reason to have order. Because if it's just chaos, then the whole place will be destroyed. Order is the law. And when they implement the law, then what you have is that people can't even go out anymore unless they have a pass or a curfew. The more chaotic it gets, the more order they have. That's why the news pushes what they do, because they want to have as much chaos to implement as much order. Michael, thoughts on finding a new America somewhere like-minded, enlightened people can start our own society like founding fathers did? I don't think so. Sorry. We're not organized enough. You know, I mean, we don't even know who we're talking to on the internet. I mean, how in the world, I mean, it's just not. It's, unfortunately, we'd all like to think that something better would be possible, but for something like that to happen, it's not going to happen here. The circumstances and all that other stuff, the laws, the concerns that go along with that is just, it's unbelievable. We would be, I mean, if they can shut your channel down, what do you think you think they're not listening to what we're talking about now? It's just not going to happen. I hate to break it, but. Michael says, not Johnny, 1987. In a way, modern-day women actually seem to be more trustworthy platonic friends than modern man. It's a false perception. Walking fitness, I'm obsessed with reaction videos. Yeah, well, you know, that's what they're there for. Every time you're watching a video, every time you're, you know, every time you click on something, it always leads you to something else, and you get to watch people eat hot peppers and throw all over themselves. Isn't that fun? You know, always have to keep in mind they are better at manipulating than we are at picking up on it. That's true. Johnny Midnight, yeah, Lucis. Sorry, I keep pronouncing that wrong. But we're like trying to herd cats, hard to organize. Yep, that's the problem. It's too many people here have alternative agendas. Whether it's for subscribers, whether it's for likes, whether it's for views, everybody's got an alternative agenda on this site, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. That's why they manipulate. That's why chicks manipulate photos, because their agenda is to get attention for likes and views. And so you can't really trust anybody enough. It's very difficult to trust anybody enough, just even talking to them off of this site. You know, I've chatted with some of my subscribers, probably maybe 5, like in person, not in person as in face-to-face, but behind just being on YouTube. It's very hard to find people that you can actually trust enough because, like I said, everybody, it's hard to tell. A lot of people on here just like the views and the attention and how many subscribers they have. That's why I took off my subscription number, because it's irrelevant. It's pointless to even have that, you know, because people, that's what they look at. That's what they look at. That's why they're addicted to it, because it's that dopamine thing that happens. It's like I was saying with Facebook having the like button and all that other stuff. It's just a way of you getting to be ingrained into spending more time on the site and just being manipulated by it, you know. So I just don't get caught up in all that stuff. I know what that leads to. Lichtfertinance? Sorry, man, I butchered that name like a mother. I'm sorry. What do you think about Nikola Tesla? I think he knew shit that he wasn't going to tell people. That's number one. That guy knew about the force fields and the energy, about how Earth is connected to different planets and stuff like that, like Saturn. And he knew how to harness that energy. And funny, but after he died, all of his material was seized by the FBI. So go figure. That's what I heard. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Yep, it's true. That's what Wi-Fi is. Wi-Fi is a signal. It's an energy with information. That information is the internet, which gets transmitted to your computer. Just think about that. A little cable that's plugged into your wall is sending you all the information that you're looking at now. Isn't that? And it's invisible. If they can do that, what else do you think they can do? Imagine if PewDiePie removed his sub account. His sub count. Yeah, well, I don't pay attention to that guy. I think he's just bought and paid for. It's like all the rest of them. Later 1-0. Thanks for coming in, man. It's all about taking the meat and spitting out the bones. You can get useful information from just about everybody. Yeah, that's true. That's what I say. I mean, it's about it's just about take it in. Ignore all the rest of the garbage that people have to say, and find the information that you find important and keep moving on. There's a lot of people that I follow on YouTube, and they just are assholes sometimes. But they're saying very important stuff, and so you just kind of have to grit your teeth and get that information and just keep moving on. So that's what it's about. Just take the meat, spit out the bones, keep going. My single mother neighbor, big time gold digger, screamed and shattered a light bulb. Would you realize that her fucking beneficiary check didn't come in on time? May the 4th be with you. Yep. No cure for diabetes, other 50 more years disease. They're never going to cure these. These people have the cure for cancer. They have the cure for AIDS. They implement those diseases on the people. They're the ones who are doing it. They know exactly why they did it too, because then they could hook them on the medication. They have the cure for everything. They're just never going to give it to anybody because they don't want to do that because they're the ones who started the whole thing to begin with. The pharmaceutical companies, they know about all this stuff. They know all about this stuff. They know exactly what they're doing. They implement all the disease. Breast cancer awareness and all that other shit. It's a whole bunch of shit. I never donate money to any of those people or any of those things because I know that money it's pointless. They already have all the cures. They're just not going to tell anybody. What's up, Mike? Cure for diabetes is a middle pillar ritual. Cure for diabetes is a middle pillar ritual. I guess you could look at it like that, yeah, because the middle pillar, is the path to the creator, so to speak, or, it's just they're trying to put themselves in the position of the middle pillar because they want to be the ones who are being worshipped. Keenan, hey there, love your videos love your views / videos. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. Good to have you on. Greetings from Germany, assholes. What's up, Tommy? Not drugs. I'm sorry, hold on. However, the cures are all natural, not drugs. They cannot cure diseases with synthetic drugs. Our bodies reject them. Yeah, it's sedation. It's just treating the symptoms, not the cure. Because it poisons you. And it never gets sent anywhere. So you keep buying all the garbage. There's a medication for everything. There's a medication for you fucking itching your elbow. Take this medication if your elbow itches. It's going to be $60 a week. Robert H., the internet, it's part of the sorcery they talked about in the Bible. You know what, man? That's interesting that you brought that up. Because the internet connects to the abyss. That's what it really comes down to. Because let me just tell you guys something. Let's just go on an interesting little pathway here because Robert brought that up. The internet itself is the sorcery because guess what? This is why when they talk about this and stuff in the occult, numbers is the way that demonic entities and stuff like that speak. This is why the Matrix movie had machines in the movie as the bad people. Because they spoke through numbers, and that's what the Matrix code is the numbers. And so not everybody that you see on the other side of the screen is a person like you think it is. Okay, just be advised. Not everybody that you see or talk to on the internet is actually a real person. Not only could they be androids or fake people, they could be other things. So that's why you got to be real careful when you talk to people on the internet. Let's see what else we got here. Is catching up on the chat. Numerology and symbolism. Well, numerology is a study of numbers, and people at the know, they pass number codes, and that's why you have numbers like 666 and stuff like that, because it's 6 and 6 is 8, and then other 6 is 18, I think. Wait, let's see, 6. And it's 9, and 9 is the number on the Kabbalistic tree of being Saturn or Satan, if you will. Sandman is not a real person. He's a text speech bot. Oh, God. Oh, my God. You know what? Shit, man. You're probably right. Oh, my God. You know what? That's probably the most reasonable explanation I've ever heard for that guy's voice that I've ever heard. He probably is a freaking robot, dude. I'm serious. You know what? That's just how it is, though. You can't treat everything. I'm telling you, man, this artificial intelligence stuff, these people have no clue how complicated it can be. I mean, it's just, people aren't ready to hear the truth, I'm telling you. Everything that you put into a computer is put back into another computer, and it generates algorithms. And then they could send that wherever the hell they want them to. That's what the news is. It's an algorithm. Here's the question for everyone. What do you think will happen when Trump finally gets into office January 20th? Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody really knows what the hell's going to happen. It's a wait and see moment. They have made it in such a way where the only thing you're going to have to do is sit back and watch. Because nobody knows what is going to happen with him. You know, he could be working with them. He could be not be working with them. Nobody knows. We just have to wait and see. That's all you can do, honestly. Even if you wanted to do something, that's all you can do. Sandman joke, amazing CIO show confirmed. Now he's a running joke. He does a character voice. Who knows? Unknown Mgtow, as long as we keep our heads down, glued to our cell phones, and our overlords have nothing to be concerned about. Well, you look at how many people sit on their freaking phones all day long, you know. It's just, guess what? You're just a data entry person now. That's your part-time, that's your full-time job. For people that own freaking technology, you're just data entry. That's all you do for a living. You're a data entry. You type in all your personal information. You take photos of yourself. You text, you call. Got apps, email, Facebook, social media accounts, bank account information. You're just data entry. That's all you are. Data entry to every bit of personal life you have. Trump in office, hope for the best and plan for the worst, man. That's exactly right, Heidi. Just plan, look, that's what you're going to have to do. Nobody knows what's going to happen. That's what you have to do with your life in general. Hope for the best and plan for the worst. It's better to need it, not have it, than have it, not need it. You know, if you want to look at it from that way, you know, nobody knows what's going to happen. All I can say is that I know that how these politicians are. I know what they're involved in, and I can damn well tell you, they didn't just get there by somebody going, hey, man, I think you're a great business person. I'm going to let you on board and just come on in. No, you're part of a club, for fuck's sake. You're part of I don't know if he's part of a club. I know he's part of a club. You know what club that will be. But whether or not, it's just playing on people. Nobody knows. I know that politicians say one thing and do another. I know that. They've done that since the beginning of time. Nobody really knows, what's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see. That's all we can do. What they want us to do is to get us to believe one thing so that we get distracted from what they're really going to do. So that's why you have to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. You can't take it too seriously because you'll get caught up all the way on the left-hand side, again, using this whole paradigm thing that Black Pill brought up. It's a paradigm. They'll swing you so far to one side so that on the other side, you're too far to see what's going on. And they do that with the news. They get you to sway one way or the other way. And that's just how it is. That's just what they like to do. Might not be related, but do you believe that having true justice is the best way for advancement? True justice, what do you mean by true justice? I guess, look, all the justice that gets done in this world, it gets done in this world if they decide to allow it to be done. Men don't get true justice in society today, especially in the court laws. Justice and true justice is never something that will be achieved as long as the people that run this place are here, because they deal out the justice and they get to say what happens to one person or not. You go drive your car without a driver's license and you get pulled over and see what happens. You're not going to get any true justice, even if you say you forgot it. They don't care. Black Pill Mgtow, they take it up the ass for initiation to get into the club. Well, you know what, man? We talked about that. Well, that's true. It's just what happens. I have to take it up the ass. Best element quote of all time. I spit up my tea when I was listening to that video. You got to take it up the fucking ass. That's what you have to do. That's really what it comes down to. All these like elite secret societies, all these Harvard fuckers go to and all this other shit. They take it up the ass. It's all about sex. It's all what it equates to. Because you're tapping into a negative energy whenever you fucking do that shit. All this whole anal sex garbage. You're tapping into, like, these people have no clue. That's a demonic sexual act because it's perverting the natural creation of how sex was intended to be. That's why they do that shit. And so, yeah, you're right. That's why most of these gay people are into these elite things in society, is they're pushing for all this androgyny crap. Oh, I'm ready for the truth. It's truly an amazing time to be alive, bro. There's a lot of information coming out to the forefront, so you just have to keep your eyes open. It's going to be there available. You just have to be able to be willing to have an open mind to take it. I think it was Angry Mgtow who said that we live in a prison in our own making and we are happy to police ourselves. Well, that's exactly what it is. That's why, that's why all this YouTube drama and all this crap, you're policing yourself. You're getting so caught up in what other people are doing that you're never looking at, how this is affecting you. That's what you're doing. You're policing yourself. I knew about the pedophilia, but I thought it was only primarily limited to families, satanic or Luciferian families. Pedophilia is just, it's what these people are into, because it's really fucked up shit. They're tapping into, look, this is what it comes down to. The reason why all these political people like Pizzagate and all this other shit, they're so into pedophilia is because it's an energy. They're tapping into energy because these people are freaking evil demons, if you want to look at it from that way. They're pure evil, and so they're tapping into negative energy so they can get their high off. It's so fucked up. But the reason why they get away with it is, yes, because they are part of the club, and so that's why they do it. That's why they're able to get away with it. Nobody does anything about it because they're part of the club, so they get to participate in all that shit and not have to pay the price for it. Pedophilia is how they prime their next generation. It's trauma-based mind control that fractures itself into specific alters that can be triggered. Yeah, that's true. That's what happens. That's part of it. I think there's a deeper meaning behind the reason why they do it other than that. They have the technology to put chips in people's heads, so I would imagine they don't have to do all that. I think that's just what they do to get off, sadistically murdering people and torturing them to be, trauma, SRA victims, so destroying the innocents as early as possible. Yeah, if you want to look at it that way too. It's indoctrination. It's just how they do their thing. Sick way of doing it. Algorithm. Algorithm. That's funny. He's a oh shit. No, so you're saying that Al Gore is an AI robot or something, right? Learn something new every day, huh? Well, it wouldn't surprise me. He looks like a freaking robot. Just join the chat. Yes, these people are demonic because they repeat an algorithm over and over without expressing any humanity. SJW mentality is also demonic. Well, yeah, it's true. It all has to do with, just this whole negative energy shit. It's tapping into that evil side of the mind. It's just getting people to be completely out of control and chaotic, or chaos, implementing chaos to implement order. So they can be the order, but also playing both sides, being chaos, so they can put the order. See how it works? Let's see, how much time do we got on this chat here? I'm at an hour 11:34. All right. We'll go for probably maybe 10 more minutes, and I'm going to shut it down. So if you guys want to ask questions, go right ahead. This is just going to be, like I said, just today I'm just going to be talking with my subscribers, answering questions, all that fun stuff. Next time I come on, I'll talk about a subject, but I figured today I would just do a casual chat, just a casual hangout, talk with subs, seeing if anybody had any things that they wanted to ask. So. Sodomy is very bad indeed, more biblical learnings. Yeah, it is. It's typing into this demonic crap. That's why women are so perverted these days, because they're tapping into the chaos of this whole thing. The whole chaotic, side, trying to get and lead with the bad to overthrow the good so that they could be in a position. This whole thing with homosexuality has to do with fallen angels because they're androgynous, and that's why guys are now fucking wearing dresses and shit. Because, that's what it is. This whole asexual shit is about fallen angels. Because fallen angels are androgynous. That's why I made my video, looking at women. Are they from a different creation? Is it possible that women are possibly from a different creation? Because fallen angels are androgynous. They can't have intercourse. So that means that they had to DNA mutate women. And if you want to get really deep into it, let's just fucking mind blow everybody who doesn't know about it. It has to do with the seal of Saturn, which is the XX. The planet fucking Saturn has an XX. The XX is the seal of Saturn. Women have an XX chromosome. Just saying, it's a thought to think about. How do you deal with your regular day life knowing what you know? Well, I find it's very amusing sometimes. I find that it's amusing because I get to look at people. And sometimes, I get upset with people. I'm not perfect. I get mad still at people when I look at the stupidity of how people have become. And I just look at them like, you people have no freaking clue what's going on, and they don't care. Meanwhile, people are watching the Sports Center channel, and they're watching stupid tabloids and reality shows and all this other garbage. And that time is supposed to be spent with you learning how this freaking place works. Not wasting your time on some stupid reality show that is completely fake and bullshit. And there they are sitting in front of a TV, and the TV, call it a spirit box, if you will, is there to hypnotize you, and so that it's just designed to keep you dumb and stupid and all this other stuff. But You know, sometimes it's funny. I look at people and I'm just like, you don't want to know about Saturn. You don't know about the satanic shit that you've been running in this whole world. You know, you people are promoting the gay agenda and all this other crap. You have no idea that you're promoting fucking fallen angels. You know that? Did you know this? Did you know that the gay movement, the word gay, is translated into a different spelling, but the name of the word gay actually means hell. Not happy, it means fucking hell. These people running around protesting all this shit, they're promoting the fallen angel agenda shit, and they're also promoting hell rights because they live in a version of hell. So they're asking for their own destruction. This is why this stuff is so freaking evil. All right, I'm just going to scroll all the way down here. I'm going to get caught up on real-time comments here. I've just been going back, making sure I got everybody's comments. So, TV has a flicker rate that makes you sleep. You know, that's very true. It's very true. It does. If you ever, this is something I've noticed. If you've ever noticed this, I leave my TV on, right? And if I have the lights off, I like to watch the flicker on the side of my room wall. How many times that thing flickers every time a commercial comes on? It's like a fucking strobe light. You ever notice how many times your screen on your television flickers just off the reflection of the light in your room if it's dark? It's like a freaking strobe light. It's insane. You want flat Earth, I'm dying. Yeah, fucking donut Earth with the glazes being the clouds. That's what here's the big conspiracy, guys. The clouds are donut glaze. Just brace yourself for that one. That's what they're keeping top secret in fucking vaults and deep underground military bases is that the donuts and the fucking clouds are donut glaze. There you go, everybody. It was all the years of hard research and all this other crap. TVs put your brains into beta wave mode. You know, that's true. If you go look, this is interesting though, but if you go look up, there's different wave patterns, and this is where the frequency stuff comes in. Brain activity, there's called alpha brain activity. There's beta, there's delta, and there's theta, I think, or gamma, or something like that. Those different patterns that are in the brain are the different wave patterns that cause your brain to act the way that it acts. So if you want to look at it, that's what part of mind control is. There's different programming. There's the delta programming, which is what they program like hitman and assassin teams and special ops with. The way that they do that is by the training that they encounter. So if they put them through a certain kind of training regimen, that would cause them to go into a certain brain pattern wave to do a certain job. And that's where the word trigger comes from, is because just like when you're in candidate, you're triggering somebody, like the snap of a finger, trigger that certain brain wave pattern so that they do a certain job. That's how it works. Hollow moon theory. Well, you know, I've read a little bit about that, but you know, they say that what happened was that they freaking hit the moon with something and it rang like a bell. Bell is Saturn, or Baal. So go figure that out. I'd like a little bit of esoteric type teachings on this Mgtow channel. Up my alley. Awesome. Appreciate it. Glad you like it. Holy shit, you blew my mind about the TV flickering. Yeah, well, that's what it does. Although element, the one that you caught my attention with the strobe coming off of the TV, hypnotize the brain, easier to be deceived by the MSM. Well, that's what TV flickering does. It puts your mind in a certain pattern. Hey, element, do you believe that we already exist on other planets, whether or not the 1960s were much earlier than humanity? Are you talking about like parallel Earth theory and all that kind of stuff? I think personally that we're in more I think yes. I mean, look, there's so much shit that they're not telling people. There is so much crap that they're not telling people. I mean, other life on other planets, you know, the moon stuff that's been going on there, and Mars. All of it, like the planets are very synonymous if you look in esoteric teachings and even Greek mythology. There is a heavy connection to these planets and how they interact with things here on Earth. That's what the astrology is. That's why if you go look up astrology, there's different signs of the zodiac. I'm a Scorpio. Some people are a Cancer, some people are an Aries. Those represent different frequencies that are coming off different planets. So that means that if you want to look at it like this, certain people that are a Cancer, they exhibit certain kind of personality traits because of the vibrational frequency, if you want to look at it from that perspective, causes people to have a certain kind of personality. Ruling planets and all this stuff that astrology talks about, it's just frequency. It's how the energy of the space is interacting on Earth. And that causes people to have certain personality traits. So if you want to look at what kind of personality traits some people have, go look up their zodiac sign. That's why people have such a high connection to those signs and the zodiac and their personalities. It's because that's the way that space works, of how energy affects people. So it's all connected. So I moved to a small town that has non-fluoridated water. Well, make sure you use toothpaste, that is, though, because that will rot your teeth out. Believe it or not, it will. It's good, though, that it doesn't, but you do need it, just not a lot of it. There's a book for you, bro. It's called The Saturn Myth. Yeah, I have it. I have it in my reading list. I'm gonna check it out. Neutrinos carry information. Yes, they do. Or neutrons, or atomic, or atoms. Atom is the atom. Everything here is atomic. That's why nuclear testing was such a big deal, because they were fucking splitting atoms. All this occult teaching and esoteric stuff has to do with the fact of atomic level stuff, and it has to do with sex, because sex is creation, and people are made up of atoms. And when you slam two atoms together, you create something. That's what all this atomic stuff is about. Element, do you study astrotheology? I don't study it, but I read about it every now and then. Like Santos Bonacci and all that stuff. That guy, I don't trust that guy, but he does say important shit. There are antidepressants in the drinking water as well. Well, that's what fluoride. That's what, the Germans gave freaking. Apparently, this is alleged, but they said that the Germans gave the prisoners fluoride because it caused their brain to act a certain way or whatever. Do you believe in the ether? Well, ether is just what the spiritual world is made of. So the internet is the ether. That's why they call it an Ethernet cable, because you're connecting to the spiritual energy grid that the planet is made of. That's why I said you can't just. Not everybody that you see on the internet is who you think they are, but that's where the term Ethernet comes from. It comes from the ether, or the spiritual plane of existence, or the energy. So the internet is tapping into the spiritual energy that is the ether, or the earth, or not the earth, but the ether, which is the spiritual world. Just blowing some people's minds today, I guess. It's going deep down the rabbit hole. Thoughts on women being nymphomaniacs? I have no idea. I've never actually thought about that. I mean, it's perversion. That's what it is. How about the 12 salts that correspond to the 12 signs of the zodiac that are needed to awaken the pineal gland? I have never looked into that. I have never really looked into that before, but it would make sense to me. I mean, well, basically salts are a form of minerals, and minerals go into the body. So you're triggering your body to take in certain minerals that have a reaction to the chemistry of your brain. So that would make sense. Do you ever go to bars or clubs? What are your views? No, I do not. I don't go to bars or clubs because I hate being around stupid drunk people. I just don't do it. I'm a very, I keep to myself. I wouldn't consider myself antisocial because I can put on my face and go out and deal with people like everybody else can, but I just don't choose to deal with regular people. It just bothers me. Like I said, when I know certain stuff about how people are and what logos mean and what they put and stuff, I just can't talk to people about it because it will come out and they'll think I'm crazy. And so I just choose not to deal with that stuff, and it's all fake anyway. The missing salts are the cornerstone. The body needs 90 things to be healthy, 60 minerals. Hey, what's up, Traversable? Good to see you again, man. Cornerstone is the third eye. Yeah, what's up, Traversable? How you doing, man? I was checking in on your podcast there as you were dealing with some dealios over there with some people. You're dealing out some punches, throwing some people away, and putting them in their place, huh? Good to see you, man. If you want to come on Traversable, you're more than welcome to, man. Element, what do you think of schizophrenia? Well, it's interesting that a lot of mental illnesses, a lot of people categorize people with mental illnesses, but excuse away something else that might be going on there. I don't know. I think there are legitimately some real mental illnesses and stuff like that, but most of the time, a lot of people, like the whole bipolar thing, I'm bipolar. Like a lot of women are like, I'm bipolar. They're not fucking bipolar, you're just an asshole. I spent 2 hours erasing stupid comments. Oh, God. All right, Traversable, I'm going to send you a link. Hold on. Hey, Traversable, how do you want me to send that link to you? You want me to, hey, let me put it on, I'll send it to you via Google Plus, I think is what it is. I'm always trying to figure out how this stupid freaking YouTube stuff works. Always trying to figure out how they've messed it up this time. Oh, good. No, I can't find it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Looks like we're going to have a Traversable in, so I'm going to send them a link. I'll send it through you to Google Hangouts, Traversable. Let's see. Or maybe I could just invite you via the thing. I'm like I said, I'm new at this stuff. Hold on. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, Traversable. I sent you a thing. Let me know if you get it. Just come right in. All right. Let's see here. Sweet. All right, cool, man. Yeah, just come on in, Traversable. Love to have you on, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. All right, let's see what some of the commenters are saying here. Yeah, I'll just wait till Traversable gets in. We'll talk with him a little bit, see how he's doing. Traversable, I got an error. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let me try to resend it to you. Maybe I didn't copy the full link or something. All right, I sent it again, Traversable. Let me see if you can get it then. Yeah, man, I was chatting in earlier in the Hangout, and I've been having problems with my Google Hangout, just like you were saying you were having. And for some reason, it doesn't say that my my Google Hangout was live. When you can go through your video manager, it didn't say that it was live. Like, it didn't show it at all. So I don't know if they're trying to do stuff like they usually do. You know how it is, but all right, it's still doing it. Okay, let's try something else here. Oh, fucking Google and fucking YouTube acting like shitheads. All right, let's see if we can't. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll send it through you to your. How about this? I'll send it to your private messages on your YouTube channel, and we'll do it that way. I have to do it the old-fashioned way because YouTube is just trying to be an asshole tonight, like it has always been. All right, let's see if we can get traversable in here. All right, traversable. I'm going to send you a private message with the link and see if you can't see if it works. Then I just sent it. Black pill Mgtow. Mgtow is only a branch of what we know of the depth of the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole just keeps going, doesn't it? It always keeps going. That's the whole point of the rabbit hole. It never ends. It just keeps going on and on and on. Still doing it, huh? All right. Well, this is interesting. Let's see. Huh. Well, that's weird. I might have to restart the chat if it's going to keep doing that. Yep, I might have to do that. I might have to refresh the chat here if that's the reason why. This is the thing about YouTube. It's so weird. I mean, it's every time. Like, first of all, today I tried to. I had to restart the Hangout because it didn't show that I was going live. So I don't know what the hell it's up to. I don't know what the fuck is this thing going and doing, but it's definitely not acting the way that it's supposed to. That's for sure. Let's see. Let me try. All right, Traversal. I'm going to try one other thing here. Let me try something else here. I might try to send you a different link. See if that doesn't work. Stupid Google. Maybe I have to send it to a different link because of the fact that I'm live. It shouldn't affect that. It shouldn't affect that for some reason. I don't know. Can you pull down the invite tab? Yeah, let's try that. That's what I tried to do. Or maybe I didn't actually. Oh, maybe I fucked up. I think I fucked up. All right. I think I copied the wrong link. Let's try this again. I'm going to send it to you again, Traversable, through Google Hangouts. Try this again. Maybe this is a different link. Maybe this will work. There we go. That's a different link. Try that, Traversable. I'll send it to you via Google Hangouts. That should work, I think. Hopefully. Women are demonic and do wrongs. Well, that book, She's Not Who You Think She Is, you go check that book out. I haven't read it yet, but it's interesting, you know. That whole thing, that whole argument that we said that women are evil, you know, they exhibit a lot of very evil qualities. in a lot of ways. What's up, Traversable?
Hey, we finally got it going there.
Yes, we did. I hate Google.
Yeah, it's been a problem all day. Did you get that same thing with the 99%?
With loading it into live?
Loading it live, it wouldn't give you an option to load it live.
No, but I had problems with it. It wouldn't show that I was live, on the video for some reason, your video manager, and it wouldn't show, and it usually does. So that was weird.
Yeah, I had that problem this morning, and I just kept with it, and then I restarted another Hangout, and then it gave me the old Hangout.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then it erased everything that I had written, because it was kind of a point to what I had written.
That's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every time we say something actually means something, it's like we have problems.
Yeah. Yes. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. I was catching your, out your podcast that you did and having to deal with some people over there.
Yeah. I stirred up a bee's hive, a bee's nest. I stirred up a bear's nest.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. It's going down. Part 2.
Yeah.
We've had to deal with those people. I was talking about that here earlier in the Hangout, that, it's just constantly these people you have to deal with these people sometimes because they never stop. And that's why I try to remove myself from it. I don't get caught up in what a lot of my subscribers or some people that come on the channel and try to start shit. I just either ban them or leave it be.
Yeah, you know me. I can't let it go when someone attacks Mgtow. I just can't do it. Yeah. That's my job, I guess.
Yeah, but we all got our different ways of dealing with stuff, and that's just how it is. And that's I think I said this earlier, but it was like some kind of phrase or saying that said, the mark of an intelligent mind is to be able to entertain a thought without it becoming a belief system. Basically the point is that, if we can agree to disagree and still be able to go on our way and be able to engage in healthy conversation, I think that's the way that it should be. I think a lot of people get too riled up over certain things. I think there's a reason to be, though. I think sometimes things do really get out of control, and you really do have to stomp out those fires sometimes.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't realize that I'm just laughing, and if he realized that I was just laughing, then he would feel like, oh, geez, why am I doing this? So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just sitting back, reading the comments, laughing at them, and then erasing them.
Oh, yeah. I get amusement. I get amusement when I see some people that say certain things, or they'll disagree with some things and whatnot. And it's just funny. It's really funny because when you go Mgtow, you get to walk in public and you get to see the couple with holding their hands and they got the little snow cones on the side of their hand.
Yeah. You get a different perspective in Mgtow, and then you just get to enjoy life again, and it's just funny, and we regain that sense of humor that we lost. I remember when I was married for that time, and I was such a miserable person, and I couldn't laugh at nothing. And now I walk down the street with a big smile on my face, and there's some funny things they do out there. And when I see couples like fighting and stuff like that, it's like that palms down moment. And oh God, and you see that so much in life. There's the couple standing in line and they're nitpicking back at each other, back and forth, and you're like, oh, just please stop.
Just kill me now.
Yeah, kill me now.
Jump in a big barrel of toxic waste and just melt myself from it all.
Yeah, yes, we avoid that stuff, but they don't see it. They don't see how silly they look. They don't see their behaviors. They don't see a lot of things, and we just try to point them out and not be bothered. And the thing
it's the best you can do.
Yeah,
it's the best you can do because I've come to this conclusion myself a while back. You can't help people that don't want to listen.
Right.
If they don't want to listen to what you have to say, the problem is that you're just going to be wasting breath. And I in the beginning when I started my YouTube channel, I kind of had that in my mind. I wanted to, we all start new. We all want to help people, or we want to try to get our point across so that it makes sense to people so they get it. But some people, man, they're just asleep. They're sheeple. They want to sit back and they don't want to do anything. They don't care.
Yeah, yeah. I love that point in MGTOW when I get into that transcendental state where everything's just cool and life is good, and I'm just kind of flowing with nature. I'm just kind of flowing with everything's working out, and that's where I like to be. And then people come in when they want to stomp on that. Misery loves company, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, birds of a feather flock together. So and women are collectivist mindset too. I was trying to upload it, but in my editing software was acting weird. So yeah, I couldn't do it the way I wanted it to. But I wanted to upload this video of what they call the elevator experiment, and they basically had a whole bunch of people walk into an elevator,
Yeah.
and they faced the opposite way, and everybody came in like they had one test subject, and everybody else was involved, and everybody would face the opposite way because they didn't want to stand out, look weird. And also there was this other experiment of this woman that was standing in a waiting room, and every time this buzzer went off, everybody in the waiting room stood up, and it was a chick. She was the only person that wasn't in on it. Everybody else was, and it just comes to show you that women are collectivists. They like to follow what other people do, and we, just go Google women or women collectivists or women or something like that, and you'll see all the women wear all the same fashions. They wear the same hair. They dress the same way like all the other friends do, and they're just sheeple.
They're just sheeple. Yeah. Did you ever think about that thing when they all start having their period at the same time?
Oh
How
yeah,
how that collectivism mindset actually influences their bodily functions. And that's like, oh God, it's so strong in them that they have that collectivist mindset, and that's what they are. That's what they do, and it actually influences them. And those subtle undertones of how it influences the way they think, the way they talk, the way they act. Uh, Feminism is very powerful in a way because they do that, and they want to mimic the other girl, the next girl, the next girl, and that's how they do it. They just keep on going down that path. It's very disturbing. I mean, I wish I could shake it out of them or just say something that they develop some kind of agency or independence. But no, no, most women just will never do that. I mean, for God's
yeah. I mean,
sakes.
it's when ideology becomes a social brownie point system,
Hmm.
then you're going to fall in line. Especially women, they're going to fall in line because they know they get all kinds of attention when they say feminist stuff, and you know all their other friends do it because there's this thing I think that's talked about in MGTOW, at least from some content creators, that the women want to follow there's like the way that social psychology works amongst a group of women is that there's one woman that is like the quote unquote alpha of the other women, and they
Yeah.
just fall in line. And so
Oh,
that's what I think is going on there. And also with you have Facebook and Instagram and all these other social media accounts, they you get a dopamine rush when you get likes and views and attention. And so when
mhm.
you combine those two things together, it's a recipe for disaster, and they're just falling in line with it.
Yeah, yeah, I love that video. There was a video out of they monitored a table full of women, and then the guy went down and he said, "This is the alpha female, and she's gonna run this, and she's gonna make little quirps at the other female, and she said, this is the beta female. They're all gonna pick on her." And he just kind of put it there, and he let it kind of flow and let it go, and then he says, "See, there it is," and
It's
yeah,
kind of like that movie Mean Girls.
yeah, Mean Girls is a good example. We've seen examples of like the cheerleader gang like that in real life too, where they used false accusation against like a gym teacher to get grades and stuff like that, and it was all driven by that like the one mean girl at the top, the alpha mean girl, and then all of them just started doing it, and then they got caught because they couldn't help that. They all just had to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's just unfortunately how it is with the social order of what
Yeah.
they are participating in, and that's why you got to go MGTOW. You just can't deal with women anymore. You just can't. They're so out of control now. The narcissism is at an all-time high with social media and likes and views and subscribers. And I say that Instagram was made for women because they can edit their photos.
Yeah, they can put pouty lips and downward shot and all that stuff onto the breast, the cleavage shot. And it's just funny. I love that. I just laugh at it. And but them
Yeah,
social,
it's a giant comedy.
yeah, them social influences on them are so hard, and it's just funny the way they think sometimes. And but we've put all that aside, and we try to dismiss them and just say, hey,
Yeah,
no, we just go away and leave us alone. But we get these the men that won't let us do that. Now that's the odd part. That's always been the fascinating part for me. The guys like Bearings, the guys like they just won't let it go. They won't let us do what we want to do and just leave us alone in our little corner of the universe here. They have to come around and they have to say something and they have to do the white knighting. It's just so interesting how the men they they pick up on that, and then they're easily programmed to do the violence by proxy, and then we see the like sort of representation of the violence by proxy on YouTube, where all the cucks will come around and all the simps will come around and start, you can't talk like that to that young lady and stuff like that, and then
yeah,
the great representations of how life works out, and we can see it all just kind of unfold here on YouTube in front of us, and it's a good learning thing for us.
yeah. It is. Once you're able to see past the illusion, once you're able to see what is really going on and how things are stacked against you, you're able to navigate the landmines much easier. You can
Yeah.
look out and see there's one over there, there's another one over there.
There's another one over there, and that
Yeah,
was hard for me at first. My God, I didn't see it was like all women, and I thought, well, I'll let somebody move in, a guy move in with his girlfriend or something, and I'll be safe because there's sort of a separation. And then I realized I was never safe, and they were going to do the same thing, and it's just going to look differently. And then I had to go through several learning experiences in life before I went total MGTOW monk and said, no, I just have to put it all the way over there. And
yeah,
they have to stay away from me because I know what's coming.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's man. It definitely improves your life. You don't have to sit back and you don't have to sit back and worry about what everybody else is caught up into, and you don't have to worry about the divorce. You don't have to worry about alimony.
Oh,
No
yeah.
kids, no nothing. You just say, all right, I got my life. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to keep moving forward. And that really is where a lot of freedom lies, because like we said, there's landmines everywhere,
Hmm.
and most people are just going to run right into it without seeing the sign first. So and that's the other thing. The reason why you can't engage with women today at all is because the environment is sick. We got all these perversions around,
Yes, the environment is sick. Yeah.
and I mean, perversions, homosexuality, it's just everywhere. And so, I mean, to honestly think that a woman is going to be able to discipline herself, there's no discipline in women today, not at all. To
No.
think that they're going to be able to stand back and say, okay, I don't need to do that, that, and that, because it's common sense that doing those things will get me in trouble. That doesn't even exist in the realm of thinking. And so that's why it's just not going to work as long as this environment that we live in is destructive as it is.
Yeah, they always have a backdrop. There's no recourse for bad behavior. Uh, it's there's always a backdrop for them, and that collectivist. You know what the frustrating part for me is the collectives, that society that goes on. We remove women from our life and we think we're safe, and then we get in here, and then all of a sudden we see, oh shoot, the taxes and the government, and they want to take my house and they want to give it to some girl, and you always got to protect yourself. There's more taxes and there's more taxes on top of that, and that all goes to them. And you start saying, I can never truly get away from this thing, can I? I can never truly totally separate. As much as I try, and I try to go Galt, I can never truly, because that influences my life in so many other ways.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, we all will be tied into this thing until the day we die, unless something
Yeah.
dramatic changes. I think that the thing is that you're able to, even though you're going to be tied into this thing, you're still able to be tied to the rope, so to speak, without being pulled so hard.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can kind of you just can navigate the landmines a little bit easier, even though you still will have to make up for it in taxes and all this stuff. I said earlier in the chat that taxes are nothing more than a way of getting people used to not having any money.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The bottom's a little farther away now. It's not as close as it used to be. I can't hit bottom that close anymore, but it's still frustrating. But like you said, that's people used to not living on nothing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's what it is. But I think what Mgtow has done is that we have already come to that realization. We've already realized, okay, we're just going to be screwed, and we're going to be screwed over even more if we do this. So fuck it, who gives a shit now? I think it's a matter of just realizing that we can go. I'm trying to figure out the right way to put this. If we know that shit's going to be fucked up until forever and nothing's going to change, there's a freedom in that because you no longer have to worry about it. You can just go freely into the chaos with a monk mentality, a monk mindset, and just walk through it and be like, okay, shit's going to happen. It's going to get crazy. There's going to be chaos everywhere. But I'm going to walk right through it, and I'm not going to be one of the people running and screaming around. I'm going to be able to know exactly where I need to go, what I need to do, while everybody else is running around like a chicken with their head cut off.
Yeah, that's the ease in it. Things bounce off of you, and you take it better, and you don't let things upset it. I mean, we all got to try to enjoy what little we have and what little we can enjoy. Just enjoy it while you have it, and do the Mgtow thing and enjoy that because it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep coming. They're going to hurdle the tax and hurdle more tax. And I don't know where the taxes are going in this collectivist society and this egalitarian society that we got going. We might end up paying for everything and being slaves eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we're already slaves. It's just, we're slaves to the tax system. We're slave to the law. We're slave to, the mentality and the ideology. Even though we don't take it into our belief system because we know that it's wrong or it's hurtful, causes chaos, we can still, it's a really big, it's a catch-22. It's a pain in the ass. We'll always be surrounded by it, but it's kind of like that thing with the Matrix we always bring up. Neo was able to dodge those bullets, even though the bullets still kept coming at him, he knew how to dodge those landmines, and so.
Yeah, there's a lot of great analogies in the Matrix, and I was just thinking about a movie. Well, you know what? I seen that Star Wars movie when the monk and the monk was walking through, and he just believed hard enough, and nothing was hitting him. Nothing was hitting him. That was about the best part of the whole movie. And he just walked up and he pushed that button and finally got hit after he pushed a button. And then that's the point where the other guy that was always arguing with him, he started believing, and he's like, okay, I'm not going to get hit. I'm not going to get hit. And that's the point where he believed. That's a great analogy for, we dodged those landmines. We dodged those bullets. We're not going to get hit. And the more you start believing in it and more you start putting trust in Mgtow, your life gets better.
It's just a frame of mind,
It's a frame of mind.
Messenger, he commented on one of my recent video. He said that it's all about, constantly breaking down and analyzing everything is how we have a better understanding of things around us, and it's 100% true. The more you know, if you keep wanting to learn about everything, keeping up to knowledge about what's going on around you, you're going to be much better off than about 99% of the people out there today who don't give a flying F. They don't care about anything, and when you're able to do that, you can just exist calmly. And I think that's why, the samurais and the people that were the samurai soldiers in Japan, they were able to just go through so much chaos, so much insanity, but maintain such a calm demeanor about them. That's why we say it's the Mgtow monk, because it's a mindset. It's being able, you've disciplined your mind and disciplined yourself in such a way that you're able to go through that chaos. You're trained to go through the chaos while everybody else is caught up just on the fact that there's chaos. They don't know how to navigate it.
Yeah. I like one of my favorite people in history is Frederick Douglass. He was born a slave, and he started out with the smallest thought that And it's sort of like the guys get in prison, where you can put me in this prison, but freedom starts in my mind. And that's where I'm going to start it. Freedom, even though he was born into these slave positions, he told himself, and it's like walking through that minefield, the freedom starts in my mind, and that's where I have to start embracing it. And once I get there, you'll start watching it unfold in your life in real activities and real things.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It all starts with our mind. Our thoughts create the kind of reality that we exist. If you're constantly encountering negativity in your life constantly, that will affect you in some way, shape, or form.
Oh.
Some people can deal with it better than others, but in the end, you can't have that kind of high anger all the time because it's hard on your heart and your blood pressure. I mean, anger is a very potent thing, and it can be used for the right intentions, but what is that thing? It's a fight or flight thing. It's that survival mind that we've been constantly put into that mode every day of our life, which is stress. And we stress over bills, we stress over taxes, we stress over job.
Yeah.
And because of that existing in society, people are a freaking mess. And we get upset over meaningless things that, cause us to destroy ourselves, like, freaking getting to work on time when the traffic sucks and there's no excuse for it. That's unnecessary, but that's unfortunately what we have to deal with.
Yeah, there's a great analogy in there. And there's two things I want to say. They try to normalize the pain, and then they try to normalize the suffrage, and they try to normalize that so the suffrage is spread around. Now, the analogy with the automobile is you're driving down the road, someone cuts you off, and you yell at them, and you get all angry, and then you start up, they go their way, and you're going down the road. 5 minutes later, you're still yelling. You're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, I've been there before. I know what that's like.
Yeah, just lose that. Try to find a joy in this stuff. Even today, I'm doing this. In the time I've been talking here, I got 56 new people yelling at me that I have to erase.
Oh my God. It never stops. It just keeps going on and on and on. And that's why you have to have that kind of mindset, because you'll never get any break from it. And you have to know how to just be in zen, so to speak, with that constant bullshit. And
It's funny. Then they can't see I did it purposely. I poked at the bear purposely. I did it, I did it expecting this. And when I did, at first I didn't think, oh, I'm not going to get this. It's been a week. It's been a week and a half, and I wasn't going to get my reply. Then I knew it was coming. And if he thinks I didn't, that's funny. I baited the whole thing out perfectly.
Well, it just comes to show you how people get so caught up in everything without even realizing what they're actually looking at. I mean, nobody thinks about anything anymore. People just they react emotionally to everything.
Yeah.
Without even thinking about what they're doing.
Right. I'm trying to do this really calm, because now guess what I got here? I got 360,000 young boys and men that if I can reach out and just get, maybe a couple thousand of those guys into Mgtow, I've done my job, haven't I?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's just a matter of, when it comes down to it, I think that you're going to take the information that you want to learn about. Like I said before, if you can't force somebody who doesn't want to listen. And the people that will listen, then you'll get that information across to them. And the ones that won't, well, I guess they're lost.
Yeah. There's going to be maybe 50, 60, 70 in the next few hours that are going to say, I'm a Mgtow, I like Mgtow and everything, but, and I know I got them at that point, because they're going over the right questions in their mind. And as soon as they say, but, I'm not going to erase them. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to them nice. And I'm going to try to be pleasant about it. And no matter what they say, use me as your whipping post. It's just verbiage, get that out of you. And as soon as they get that out of them, I think they'll see the Mgtow philosophy. And it may take like a month or two. They'll wake up in their bed and go, oh, geez, yeah, Mgtow is right for me. And that's when you get that happy feeling and you go, oh, there's another guy saved.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the ultimate goal, is that you just want to, I think everybody has good intentions. We just want to not see people screw up, because if they screw up, then it affects us too.
Yeah.
It's not just one-sided thing. If all the men in the world get screwed over by the divorce court, then that's going to affect us, even though we're not in the divorce court, not because of the fact that it affects us because we're in the law sense, but then we have to put up with all the simps and the pussybackers and all these other kinds of characters that come out of that system. That affects us because we have to deal with it.
Yeah. We know how to deal with them. That's easy. That's the easy part. The hard part sometimes is when you got a guy so close, and you just got to work him in just a little bit farther so he gets that one thought, that one idea in his head, and that idea grows like a seed. Then it becomes this tree of life for them, and that's the beautiful part, man. That's the part I like. And some of those guys have come over. Like I said to Barry earlier, man, you got 360,000 guys over there. All you can muster up is 800 bad comments.
Sounds like a failure of marketing.
Yeah, you failed there. And then I picked up 300 subs. And I got 300 guys that are going to probably turn Mgtow. That's great. I love that. That's beautiful. That's a honeypot over there. Use another bear reference. I'm a dick like that. It's a honeypot over there. Let's go grab guys out of there that are almost there, going to see the red pill, going to see how Mgtow is going to affect their lives. A lot of those guys have already gotten screwed over, and they're just sitting on that because Barian says something really kind of, it kind of tends to lean towards Mgtow once in a while, and he does do that. I won't say he doesn't help out in a way. He's like a Sandman light, which is pretty light. But they'll be them guys. Guys, go over there, grab a couple guys, bring them back, and that's what our job is. That's what I've been saying for the last couple of months. We got to get out there. We got to do our job, and we got to do our job better, and go get those guys. And man, if you grab one, and then that becomes 10, and then that 10 becomes 10, and then that 10 becomes 10, you just saved 1,000 guys.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope of it. That's what we want. And hopefully we, the ultimate goal is to get more people that understand, and more people to come on over and see what the deception is all about. And that's about the best we can do in the end.
Yeah,
the only thing that we can do is just make content on YouTube and try to tell it like it is, and it's up to the other person, whether or not they want to listen.
Yeah, this is going to pass too, but what it's going to leave us is going to be great. We got to reach out. They're not going to come to us. Most of the time, a lot of guys will come when they've been hurt so bad, and they just kind of see it then, and that's the easy part. Just be nice and try to help them along and give them some advice. That's all you can do. In real life, I try to give men a place to come to. A real place, a real solid brick and mortar place here where they can come and, just get rid of all that and just have a break from life sometimes. But on the internet, I can't offer that brick and mortar place. All I can offer is somewhere where, you can have a pretty good friend if you start thinking about this thing right. And even if they don't, just a little bit, that's all I want is a little bit. And once I drop that, they can go and there's 1,000 Mgtows. There's 1,000, there's 10, there's 200,000 Mgtows. Go make a friend, and then you'll have a true friend, a guy that won't jump over to you for a bitch, a guy that's not going to sell you down the river. Man, if we can get that in our neighborhoods, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would help a lot of the issues that we have going on here today. It's just constant chaos all the time. We see it on the news, we see it in divorce court, we see it on YouTube. And it's just all the time. Like I said, it never stops. And when you're able to, be in that muck mode, it's just a much better place to be. And you're able to not just have to deal with so much stress. And it's funny too, because you get to sit back and you're just sitting there like, oh, I'm just here and I'm no shit. And you just get to look at people and you're like, man, that person is so screwed, with that person. I was at the grocery store the other day, and There's this woman, like a dyke. She looked like a dyke. Comes into the. I was in the U-scan line, check out, and she grabbed like a handful of People magazines, and she took like 2 looks at it, and then she just ran off. I was like, that kind of person, like, who do you think that kind of person is? Dyke, fucking potato ass, fucking person coming in there, getting fucking People magazines, and just running off. It's just like, good lord.
Just had to have their fix of People magazine, huh? Boy, that's something. Oh, if I don't have People magazine, I'm gonna die. Yeah,
Burn that fucking magazine to the ground.
Yeah, they cling on to the weirdest things. The blue pill and the Matrix people, the littlest thing, they cling on to. And I remember doing it myself. Going to the store, and I had to have the guitar magazine, the latest guitar magazine, so I can escape into my room away from all the chaos around me and just play my guitar. And that was my little escape. It was probably healthier than the reading People magazine or.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the big difference. At least you're learning like you're engaging in real stuff. These people are just looking at other people wear stuff and be famous. That's the only reason they do it.
Yeah.
This is brain dead. It's just, oh God, horrible.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. I think the last time I read People magazine, I was sitting in a doctor's office, and you're just sitting there, and you look over, and there's like a choice between like Girls' Day and Teen magazine, and I grabbed the magazine, and I grabbed the People, and it was years and years ago. I remember this explicitly in my head. What's that? What was her name? She had just got married. She was the not Doris. I can't even remember her name now, but she gotten married. It was one of those popular. She was the black singer, and she just got married, and she was wearing this dress that had cost like $360,000, and she was showing off her ring, and it was like a $500,000 ring, and she was just like the princess. And she was getting married, and this guy had just spent like $1 million on this dress and this ring, and that was the happy moment for all the People magazine readers. And I was like, it made me feel so bad because, man, I was there. I was there because I had put a hole in my hand with a screwdriver, working at work. And I pressed the screwdriver while I was trying to push on an electrical part, and the screwdriver went right through my hand. And I was thinking, man, real people in real life, this just makes them feel bad.
Well, it's what it is. It's this whole goddess worship, this whole worshiping the woman holier than thou type of deal that everybody's just pandering down to the woman and worshiping her like a goddess. And, hence we have princess. The princess is synonymous with being of high ordinance or high power. And so the whole society is just worshiping women like goddesses, which is just worshiping idols. It's ridiculous. That's what you think, call it American Idol.
Oh God, those girls standing in line forever. They know like 3 Disney classics, but they're gonna go stand in line and sing it to try to get on the. Oh, that was the big karaoke trend there for a while. Girls singing Disney classics like was that Snow movie or what was it? Frozen. Yeah, they all were singing Frozen classics, and before that was The Lion King, and they were going to go down and be the next best singer on the. And they were deluding themselves that there wasn't like 50 million other girls out there was singing the same exact song. Can you imagine?
It shows you. I mean, yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine being a guy that had to sit through The Lion King 2,200 times?
The only way you could do that. The only way you could do that is if you were gay. That's the only way you could do that.
Oh yeah, or some. Oh God, some New York. What do they call those show? Broadway show tunes. Oh no, it would kill me. Someone kill me.
If I ever had to sit through that, I'd look at the pamphlet and just shake like a PTSD fucking soldier in army. I was like, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah, just as soon as they start, gone next.
It's like, okay, and now we're going to present the Broadway show. All right, see you later. I'm gone. Bye. Get the car ready. We're going up. We're getting out of here. All right, let me check the comments real quick, and then I think I'm going to close it down. We've been going for about 2 hours right now.
Oh, have we? Okay. Yeah, that was great.
Let's see what we got in the comments real quick. Let's see. What do we got here?
Black Pill. There's Gentle Fist Brewer. Louise.
Gentle Fist Brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been chatting with Black Pill a little bit. He's been we've been talking about some Mgtow stuff and other stuff, and so
Black Pill's great. I love that guy.
Let's see what else. Looks like well, we're gonna. Anybody want to ask any more final questions? Put it in the comments for us, and we'll answer it, and we'll close down here. So, any comments for me or Traversable or whatever, just shoot it out. Anything else you want to say, Traversable? Any new stuff you're working on? Any new final thoughts? Anything like that?
Nah, I'm gonna go fishing this week, and it's the steelhead season around here. Gonna go fishing.
Fly fishing?
No, I'm gonna do you. I'm gonna use a bait caster and a plug on one, and then I'm gonna use an ocean rod so I can kind of skim it and get up and drag it. And they're pretty big, so I'm gonna do that.
So basically just a traditional spool and reel, and that's it. Nothing fancy.
Yeah. I'll put the salmon sack on the bait caster and just kind of drop it on the bottom, and then.
How many weights do you use?
I use 1 2 ounce, and then kind of get it.
Oh, okay.
And then I use a reverse hook on it, so it doesn't get caught in the rocks because the rivers are real rocky. Okay. Yeah.
Do you use do you use live bait or just lure?
Yeah, the salmon sacks I use, and then the plug. The plugs seem to work pretty good, and when I catch one on a plug, it makes me feel good.
Oh, nice! Awesome.
Yeah, I try to use I use a smaller plug, about an inch and a half, maybe. I don't use a big plug. Just something. If it goes into the hole, it'll just stir them up, and they'll chop at it real fast. They won't try to eat it; they'll just try to kill it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I haven't gone fishing in a long time, but I used to do it all the time.
Oh yeah, I see the fly fishers out there, and my brother, he started fly fishing, and I like the beauty of it, and I like the expertise of it, and I might start getting to that. Yeah, I think we talked about one of my favorite books was Black River Dreams, and the fly fisher guy, I can't remember his name, and he writes Black River Dreams, and I live off the Black River too here, so. I just like it, and it seems like something that I might want to start at this point in my life too, fly fishing. But I went and checked the prices on fly fishing rods. My God,
are they insane?
Are they insane? Wow.
They got like a carbon fiber fucking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're mostly handmade, and they want like 260 up to a couple $1,000s on those things, and
jeez.
If I can justify it one day, I'd like to have one, but I just can't justify it right now. I kind of pulled away from work and everything right now, and I'm just kind of like relaxing, worked myself half to death over the summer and stuff, and I started feeling it, and I was like, oh no more of this. I'm running too hard. I want to enjoy life.
Yeah. Well, fishing is it's a good calming thing to do, and it's also very rewarding when you do. So.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Anybody else in the comments? Let's see. Doesn't look like I have anything here. All right. Cool. Well, that's about it for me. I'm gonna go and probably have a beer and do whatever.
Yeah.
Check out a movie or something.
I'm gonna get some tea and sit back and see what I can get off of Netflix. And
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming on, Traversable. We'll have to do another podcast sometime.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I always enjoy talking to you. You chill me out.
Yeah, I like to chill I guess I chill myself out sometimes too, and like I said, once you just kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm not gonna think about anything. I'm just gonna ramble and no worry, no stress, like forget about it. Let all the other people who are the sheeple and all those other people, let them just drown themselves in anxiety. I don't care. Yeah. I'm out of the matrix. I'm done with it.
Yeah, let them stress themselves out. Wish I could help them, but hey, someday they'll ask.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, and thanks for everybody coming in the chat, and we'll talk to you real shortly.
Okay, let me see. I'm out. You guys take care.